me lower this, and because I really want you guys to pay attention to what I'm doing here, all right, and to what I'm about to tell you guys. I'm really speaking to the individuals that are in a difficult situation. You are middle-aged, possibly even earlier, right? 40, 45, 50 and over. You guys are about to embark on this life where you are now single because you're either getting divorced, breaking up with your girlfriend that you've been together with for 15, 20 years, whatever it is, and now you find yourself in a situation where you are, definitely out of shape, not what, younger people are looking for. Even people your age are not looking for it, especially those that are in a really good position when it comes to their weight, okay? They're looking good, they can fit into clothing, and you, on the other hand, you're pretty much looking like shit on a stick. And there's so many ways, there's so many facets of this conversation that I could attack. I mean, I could pretty much build my entire podcast just on this subject alone, on how to get healthy again, how to look good, right? And so today I really want to just focus on the weight loss, conundrum, all right? It's a problem, obviously. It feels like the entire world is overweight, all right? But we know that there's only a select few that manage to keep the weight off, and those individuals, they got it. They understand it. Those are the individuals that we see on social media, the older individuals that, still look great, still look like they're in their 30s and 20s and still killing it, right? So how do you get there? How do you get there, especially when you are stressed to the gills? Like I said, you're about to get a divorce. You're either breaking up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend. You guys have been together for so long. And it's scary having to be single in this environment that we live in today. It is not like growing up in the 90s, right? Or the 80s. It's nowhere near that atmosphere, man. Times have changed, okay? However, it's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about, women and men today and how we're operating. What we want to discuss is, how do you get right? And how long will it take? Because people are very impatient and they want shit now. And that's the problem. So let me just focus on why I think you should lose weight slowly. I can't even say that there's just like one main reason, because there's so many different reasons why you should lose weight slowly. Number one, muscle retention. You lose weight slowly, you're going to keep a lot of your muscle. Number two, if you are overweight, and I'm talking about obese, 5'5", and you're touching 300 or 400 pounds. Okay, that's a problem. So I would suggest, if you've been this way for the majority of your life, you got to understand that your skin has already adapted to this weight, to this size, right? Your muscle, your fat, everything expanded. Your skin is real tight around your current weight today. So if you try to go ahead and lose weight rapidly, what's going to happen? You're going to have loose skin. We see it all the time. There's some crazy videos out there of people who lost weight to the point where they lost 100 pounds in a few months, and the skin is fitting them like a shopping bag. It's just insane, right? You got to get that operated, okay? And who has the money to go ahead and do that? So I personally believe that everyone should think of this in terms of longevity, especially when you're in your 40s and 50s, you're touching that middle-age mark like I have. I'm going to be 51 this year. I'm not thinking about having abs for the summer anymore. That's not where my mindset is. I am thinking longevity. I want to be able to still play ball, still train, lift weights well into my 70s, 80s. Hell, if I can do it in my 90s, that's what I'm talking about. So I'm training and preparing myself to go as long as I can, God willing, okay? I am not training to look like a bodybuilder. I am not training to get ripped up. I'm not 18 years old. I'm not 21 years old anymore. I'm just training to be able to walk up and down the stairs without my knees buckling, hurting me. That's what I'm doing. So in terms of losing weight slowly, those are the two things. One, you're going to maintain muscle. Two, skin elasticity. Three, your hormones are not going to be all whacked out, and you know, your testosterone levels are not going to dip drastically, and and countless other things when it comes to sugar levels and all that stuff. I mean, those of you that are really overweight, you have those things to worry about. So it wouldn't make sense for you to try to lose weight, let's just say 100 pounds in 6 months. It doesn't make sense. Especially when it took you damn near your entire life to gain all this weight. It took you almost your entire life to get up to the type of weight that you're in now. What makes you think in 6 months to a year you're going to be lean and abbed up? It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. So lose weight slowly. And there are many other reasons, but I'm trying, for the purposes of shortening the video, that's the key for me. So when I was overweight, probably about 50 pounds, I was 200 pounds, and I dropped down to 147. It took me 3 years to do that. All right, so just a little over 40 pounds. 43 pounds took me 3 years to lose that. And I managed to keep, I would say, a large majority of my muscle, but I think I could have kept even more. And the reasons was because I was too busy trying to do fad diets, like the keto diet, low carb diet, fasting, intermittent fasting, 1 meal a day type fasting. All of those things were not successful, and they were not maintainable because it just didn't work. And here's the other thing. I'm retired. I've been retired for the last 10 years, and I still wasn't able to do it. I meal prep my foods every single week. Every week, twice a week, I'm meal prepping. I'm training every day, and I still wasn't able to keep up with it. So imagine for those of you who still have to work, who still have to report to the office, the brick and mortar, those of you that are doing manual labor, it's going to be pretty difficult for you to maintain a diet like keto. If anything, it's going to be a dirty keto, and it's not going to be the proper keto, and it's just not going to work for you. So I suggest you lose weight slowly. 2 pounds a month. Okay? If you're 100 pounds overweight, and I said, lose 2 pounds a month, okay? Let's just say you were 250 pounds, 5'7" male. And you said, man, if I could come down to, 180, I'd be great. I'd be back to my college days. Okay. So you're looking at a 70-pound drop, right? All right, no problem. Stick with 24 pounds a year of fat. I guarantee you will look like a beast 18 months into your weight loss. Halfway through it, you're going to start feeling fantastic. First year, you'll lose 24 pounds. That's going to happen pretty drastically. You might even lose a little bit more, right? Second year, now you're looking at 48 pounds. Maybe even 60, right? Because the first few pounds is water. When it starts to get difficult is when it starts to, when you start tapping into that fat zone, right? So after 3 years, you're definitely looking at 75 pounds. for sure. But you have kept all your muscle. So all your muscle that you have gained, because trust me, when you gain weight, you gain a little bit of muscle as well. It's not just all fat. You need some of that muscle to go ahead and carry that weight, right? So as you drop, you want to preserve all that muscle that you gained throughout the years of you not working out and just eating and eating and eating. The other thing is you're going to preserve a lot of your strength. So when you go on a diet and let's just say it's keto and you just restrict yourself from carbohydrates, that's not going to work. I am telling you, it is not going to work. There were times where I lost all muscle glycogen. I had absolutely no carbs in me. I couldn't even get a pump. I would call my friends and I would say, hey, you're on keto. Like, do you feel like your pumps aren't, you're just not getting them? And for some reason, a lot of them, I don't know if they were sticking to the keto the way I was, but as far as I'm concerned, I just wasn't getting any pumps. The minute I introduced carbs into my diet and I started eating a well-balanced diet, high protein, moderate carbs, low fat, I'm going to tell you right now, it just changed. Everything changed. From my muscles being a bit fuller, my strength, I was waking up with hard-ons again, whereas before, I wasn't even getting hard at night. Like I would wake up to go to the bathroom and it was like I lost my erection. I even lost my libido during my keto days and all that, and my fasting days. The minute I introduced carbs back into it, because I had enough. And again, I started introducing a well-balanced diet. Everything just changed for the better. And it was at that point that I knew, you know what? A well-balanced diet is key. If you want to lose weight, you could either do one or two things. Be in a caloric deficit or just do a little bit more cardio. You don't have to sacrifice the food. You don't have to sacrifice any of that to lose weight. Just put more energy out there. That's all. Walk a bit more. Maybe add a couple more thousand steps daily. That's going to do the trick. You can maintain your food, which we're going to get into next. Just move more. That's it. So when I say 2 pounds a month, let me tell you, you're not going to notice the difference. In the beginning, it's going to be kind of tough because it's just a pound every 2 weeks, right? But that's like the sweet part about this lifestyle. It's not a diet. It's the fact that all you're doing in the very beginning is you're taking away 250 calories from what you would normally eat. And again, I'm not talking about the individuals that are already jacked. I'm not talking about you guys, the guys that, maybe just need to drop 15, 20 pounds. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the individuals that are fat, obese, large, okay? Those are the individuals. You can't go from eating hamburgers and hot dogs and pizza and cakes to saying, all right, you know what? I'm getting divorced. I got to get myself right. I'm going to start buying vegetables and, grass-fed beef and all this all this crap that your body is not used to. Your body's not used to it. I'm sorry. My advice to you guys is start slow. Stick to the meals that you are currently eating. If you're 5'7", you're over 300 pounds, stick with the meals that you're currently eating. The only thing you're going to have to do is start counting your calories. Start weighing your food. That is the only pain in the ass, the only exhausting thing that you would have to do, and it has to be done daily. There is no measuring it with your eye. Oh, I think this is 8 ounces of milk. No, everything has to be measured every single day if you want this to work. And so buying a scale is probably the most important thing here. If you don't have a scale, a food scale, you need to get one. All right. You need to get one, man. I'm a big advocate. I use it every single day. And to me, it's like nothing. I just put my plate on top of it, and whatever I'm having, I weigh it first. And it's like, I'm so used to it. I've been doing it for the last 3 years that now I don't even see it. So we know that 3,500 calories is equal to 1 pound of fat. Your job is to minus 250 calories from what you're eating right now. I don't care if it's 5,000 calories or 10,000 calories. It doesn't matter. Whatever amount of calories you're eating daily, deduct 250 calories from that, and in 2 weeks, 7 days, you will lose 1 pound of fat. That is a fact. And I'm not even asking you, honestly, I'm not even asking anybody here that you got to start walking and you got to start doing this and that. No, I'm not asking you to do that. What I'm saying is let's start slow. If I was a personal trainer, which I'm not a personal trainer, I'm just going based off of experience, okay? If I was a personal trainer, this is what I'm requesting my clients to do. Let's start slow. There's a lot of you out there that are so big that you can't even get up off the couch without your knees hurting, your back hurting, everything hurting, hands, fingers, going up the stairs. It's just incredible. So I'm not going to ask you to go out there and start walking 10,000 steps. I would never do that. I would never do that to you because that's not how I started. Before I actually started training in the gym and started getting busy, it took me about 8 months for this to happen. I remember when I couldn't even do a lunge because my knee would just buckle and collapse. You know, today I'm doing reps with 225 pounds on the squat for 12. But it took me 3 years to get back there. All right, 3 years. 3 years is not long. What you should be asking yourself is, okay, right now I am 50 years old. What am I going to look like when I'm 55? How do I want to present myself to the sexual marketplace at the age of 55? I know I can look fantastic. All right, so if I said to you, for those of you, let's just say 300 pounds, if I said you can lose 100 pounds 4 to 5 years and look phenomenal. I'm talking about look phenomenal. I know you would take it. And I said, and how you're going to do this is going to be effortless. You could eat whatever you want. You just got to continue to deduct a certain amount of calories. And right now, we're only going to start with 250. Okay? No exercising, no cardio, no nothing, just 250 calories. So what does that look like? What do you have to do? The moment you wake up and the moment you put something in your mouth, you have to know what it is, what the amount of calories is going into your system. So if you're the type to just, pour the bowl of cereal into your bowl with milk and all that and just go to town, now you have to start pouring the bowl, the cereal into the bowl, but now it's going to be on top of a scale and you're going to have to weigh that. That's how you're going to get an accurate number or close to accurate number of how many servings you just had. Also including the milk. Right? So now all right, I want to have 2 servings. Or maybe 1 serving is 1 cup. All right, so I want to have 3 servings. 3 servings is over, I don't know, let's just say 360 calories. Now let's add the milk. 8 ounces of milk is 160 calories. It took 2 cups. Add that in there. You're going to have coffee? Okay, no problem. Each pack of sugar, how many calories is that? How much milk did you pour? Because now your cup of coffee is on the scale and you're just pouring your milk into the cup, which is being weighed. Did you go over 8? You went 10 ounces? Oh, okay. So 10 ounces of milk, you have an extra large coffee. Do the math. You have to do this every single day until you start becoming accountable for the amount of servings you're having on a daily basis. After a while, this is going to get easy and you're going to start understanding, oh, okay, so I know at this level, of my cup is going to be 8 ounces. To this day, I'm a stickler. I still use the scale, but can I eyeball it? Because I already know what it looks like when it fills up to the top of my mug when I'm having coffee. So I know just based off of 3 years of doing this. So when time does pass by, I guarantee you're going to get better. But for now, you got to start weighing all your food. When you weigh all your food, let's just say for about 4 or 5 days, average them, get the average. Okay, so if it's like let's just say you did 5 days, tally up all the calories for 5 days divided by 5. That's how much you're eating on a daily basis. Deduct 250 calories from that number, and you'll start losing weight. Don't change anything. Don't change your diet. Don't start eating like a rabbit. I don't need you to, introduce more freaking vegetables. No, don't do any of that. Continue to eat what you're eating. Just reduce something. And when I say 250 calories is nothing, that's 250 calories, I believe, may be a cup and a half of milk. 250 calories could be 150 grams of rice. Small, little. 250 calories can be a cupcake. A bag of potato chips, small one. So I'm not even asking you to, limit what you're eating on a daily basis. I'm just telling you, start slow. Start slow, and if you feel like going to the gym, go ahead. Stay off the Stairmaster. Don't run. Don't do any HIIT cardio. Don't do any of that nonsense. What you want to start doing is resistance training, training with the weights. You want to do cardio? Walk. Because what you don't need to do is give yourself a heart attack by doing HIIT cardio when you're highly overweight. Absolutely not. I recommend going to get your blood checked, going to get a physical, 1,000%, just to see where you are with your hormones and all that, because that's going to change as you drop weight. You're going to go through these ups and downs with your weight and your hormones, and it's going to be really interesting. So if you know where you are now with your blood, trust me, a year from now, you're going to want to do that again and then compare the two. You're going to be like, wow, I can't believe this. That's what happened to me. So with that being said, man, I think I'm going to leave that right here because it's enough for me to just get the message across, right? 250 calories is all you need to reduce from your daily diet. Start by doing that right now. Remember, we're looking long term. We're looking 5 years from now. How am I going to look when I'm 60? Jacked. I don't care how big you are. You give yourself 5 to 7 years of training, commitment, routine, eating whole foods, eventually weaning yourself off from the processed foods, and then slowly, getting into higher protein diets, adding in the carbohydrates, all good shit, potatoes, rice, that sort of thing, legumes, staying away from the sugars. When you start doing that, I guarantee you, it's not going to take 5 years, by the way. But I just like giving people, worst case scenario. But I guarantee you in 3 years, you're going to look fantastic. Unfortunately, I can't even show you the before and after right now because I lost all my work. I lost 10 years of work. One of my hard drives just went on me and I couldn't retrieve any of the images. I lost family photos. I lost family videos, everything. And so everything that I documented was all on this hard drive and I lost it. I can't even begin to show you what I used to look like. All right. I'm still trying to dig up some stuff that I had on a second hard drive to see if maybe I have some there, just to be able to show you guys that I'm not bullshitting you. Okay. A lot of things happen. Also, you start to look younger. There's something that happens to your skin when you lose weight slowly. It starts to retract slowly. You just look good, man. All right. I can't begin to tell you how true this is, man. Okay, so for those of you who are in that situation, about to get this divorce, you're about to be alone, you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone, man. I was there. All right. So any questions, leave them in the comments. Comments, concerns. You think I'm wrong? Okay. It is what it is. I'm living proof. Okay. With that being said, I'll see you on the next one tomorrow, where I'll dive in a little bit more on why protein needs to be prioritized. Okay. And if you're not prioritizing protein, that could be a massive problem when you're losing weight. Massive. Okay. With that, I'll see you on the next one, people. Be out.